shoot. 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our eagles fly. Fly, eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
What's going on, y'all? Back here with a new damn video. It's been a while. I've been going for a little while. You know, I've been busy working. I work 2 jobs now, so I work almost every day. A little under the weather right now, so you know, I was gonna make it last night, but I'm too under the weather. Hopefully I make it to work tomorrow, but that's besides the point. Let's get right down to it. Eagles free agency, volume 1. Okay, this is what I would do, and these are scenarios that if we do it, what's gonna lead into the draft. Okay, 1 second. Now, what I mean by leading to the draft is if you take a certain player, you're going to have to draft another position, number 1. Where if you take another guy, you have more flexibility. So let's just get right down to it, alright? I hear the DeSean Jackson rumors. I don't really care. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I'll take DeSean Jackson back. Don't get me wrong, but I'll sign him to a 3-year deal. Okay? I heard somewhere where he wants 6 years. 6 years? No, you ain't getting 6 years. You're turning 30 next year. Okay? His whole game, okay? His whole entire game, okay? His whole entire skill set is relying on speed. That's it. He's not a great guy who can jam you. He's not some guy who can make an acrobatic catch. He can't jump out the sky and do all this stuff. He's not an all-around receiver like an Antonio Brown, a guy who can catch a screen and take it 100 yards. He's just a deep threat, okay? He can go deep, catch the ball 16 yards, 20 yards. I think he averaged 16 yards a catch this season, but that's all he's good for is going deep. He can take a screen and, you know, take it, you know, 80 yards to the house. I've seen him before do it, so I'm not saying he can't, okay? But I'm saying he's not an all-around physical, tough receiver like a Odell. Odell, every time he catches the ball, there's a chance he's taking it to the house. There's a chance he's getting a big gain off it. DeSean is more of a guy like he catches the ball, he'll go right down unless he's going deep, as I said. Now, if you throw him a 60-yard bomb, he's going to start flying into the end zone. But you get what I'm saying. We already had this discussion when we got rid of him, and I didn't give a fuck about getting rid of him, okay? But this team lacks speed. Now, the reason I say I wouldn't re-sign him, I wouldn't sign him to a 6-year deal, is because he's almost 30-something years old. Once you get into the 30s, your speed declines. And what did I just say? His whole game is speed. That's it. Speed. Now, he loses his speed, he's just an average receiver. He has solid hands. Don't worry, he doesn't drop many balls. He has solid hands, okay, but he doesn't have amazing hands. He doesn't have Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, you know, he doesn't have these amazing hands, like he can do all this crazy stuff, but he has hands good enough to catch. But speed is his entire game. Just speed, 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 deep, 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 okay? He's nothing like I said, there's other guys, okay? So if you sign to a 6-year deal, would be fucking retarded, okay? Excuse my language, but it would be stupid, all right? Stupid. Okay, a 3-year deal, I'll take that. 2-year, I'll take that. Maybe 4, okay? But 3 years is what I want if we're going to pick up DeSean, okay? Now, I'm hearing about Macklin's going to be a free agent. He might get cut, and DeSean might get cut. And Eagles fan base, bring them back. Bring the boys back. Bring the boys. I'm keeping it real with you. Personally, I'll probably only bring one of them back out of all of them. And it's not being specific. I would say McCoy, but then I look at a guy like Cooks, running back in the draft, who's going to be younger, fresher, no tread on his tires, and could be better than McCoy, okay? McCoy's 29 right now. Is going to be 30 or whatever. So at that age, you start winding down. Macklin didn't really do much with the Chiefs. But he did really good here. I get that. But I'm just saying, people are saying bring all 3 of these guys back. Look, this is not 2010, okay? This is not 2010 anymore. It's been 7 years. Well, don't get me wrong, the 3 of them were together in 2012, okay? So 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That was 5 years ago, okay? They were all together at once until Chip started getting rid of, then he got rid of DeSean, then it was just Macklin and McCoy. That was 5 years ago. That was 3 years ago. That was this. The times have passed, times have changed. Get the hell over these guys, okay? I'm really sick of you guys, okay? I'm sick of this fan base still dick riding these dudes, okay? dude, their time has come, okay? Don't worry, they're still going to have jobs in the NFL, but I want young, hungry, fresh talent in here. I want to win a damn Super Bowl, okay? You bring those 3 dudes in here, you're not winning the Super Bowl. Did we win it before? No. And we had Andy Reid as the head coach, who's better than Doug Peterson, who's a top coach. We didn't win nothing with them. I'm not saying, oh, we're not going to win nothing with them. I know Carson Wentz is better than Vic, okay? I'm not talking about Vic for first year. Vic had a great first year. Then he played like a fucking bum, was always injured. Nick Foles was okay. I know Carson Wentz is a better quarterback, okay? And he's younger and he's more whatever. But these dudes only got a couple years left, like 2, 3 prime years left. You bring them in. Wentz is only like 25. Within that 2-3 year span, we're not going to win a Super Bowl with those dudes. We're not. We're not. Because we still need pieces on defense. It's not like you bring these 3 guys in and we're automatically going to win a Super Bowl. No, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, okay? And you bring in those guys, say for 3 years, 4 years, it's just a waste of 3 or 4 years in my opinion. Now, what I would do is this. A lot of people want Alshon Jeffrey. They want Alshon, they want Alshon, they want Alshon, they want Alshon, okay? The only reason I'll take Alshon Jeffrey is because of this, okay? When he's healthy, he's an elite receiver. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anybody's got to say, okay? He's top 10, and if he had a better quarterback, he could be top 5, okay? He's a top 10 receiver when healthy. And his quarterbacks he played with, Brian Hoyer, Jay Cutler, Matt Barkley. You know what I mean? He played with some scrubs. You know what I mean? Give Odell Beckham the... Then again, Odell Beckham makes Eli Manning look even better than he actually really is, so I can't even use him as an example. But you get what I'm saying. Alshon is a phenomenal receiver, okay? Problem is, he wants a lot of money. $14 million a year or something like that. That's ridiculous. $14 million a year, okay? He's always hurt, okay? I can't remember when he played 16 games, okay? So that's his downfall. Plus side is he's really young, okay? Real young. If you bring in a guy like him, or you bring in Terrell Pryor, okay? Terrell Pryor, I'm a real big fan of. That's the number 1 guy I would get. Okay, he's a monster on the field, on the football field. Big, physical, tall, has speed like a DeSean Jackson, but he has physical skills of like a Des Bryant, in my opinion. He's phenomenal wide receiver. Had a great year this year, and that was his transition. And who was throwing to him? Cody Kessler, RG3. I mean, he had a bunch of bums throwing to him. So he comes down here and wins. He'll be a really good stud. But that's besides the point. Okay, let's get down to it. If you could bring in either one of those two, you could bring in a Terrell Pryor or an Alshon, 2 really young guys, could be elite guys. Then you have more flexibility in the draft. Because in the first round, you don't have to take a wide receiver. You don't have to automatically take a wide receiver in the first round. Like, you can go cornerback, which is a big need, and there's some pretty good corners in this draft, which I'll get to later on when the draft comes up and everything, blah, blah. I'll get to who I want. You guys already know that. You got cornerbacks in this draft. You can go corner. You can go tackle. You know what I mean? Or you can go running back. The guy I want, Delvin Cook from Florida State. If he's there at 14, you can take him. That's going to be the next premier back. That's going to be the next Elliott, Todd Gurley type guy to come out. Dude's a beast. Phenomenal, okay? That man, okay? So if you get an Alshon or you get a Terrell Pryor, you can get that guy. You can get him. And then in the second round, you can take your guy to complement Alshon or Terrell Pryor. You can get a guy like Cooper Kupp, who's a beast, and he was working out with Carson Wentz, I think, a week ago? 2 weeks ago, they were working out together. It was on Twitter. You got Cooper Kupp, Zay Jones, I think Chad Henson, or whatever his name is, plays for Cal. I can't remember his name, but I watched a little bit of him. Pretty solid. You can get another guy to complement him in the second round that are still solid receivers, still top 5, top 6 receivers in this draft, okay? So that's all I'm saying. Now, if you bring in DeSean Jackson, you're still going to have to get a guy in the first round because he's about to be 30 years old, okay? He's not a number 1 receiver. I don't care what anyone says. Even when he was here in Philly, yes, he was a really good receiver for us. He was a deep threat, blah, 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 all this and that. But he was never a true number 1. What I mean by true number 1 is like Antonio Brown, Des Bryant, DeAndre Hopkins, such and such, etc. He's not really number 1 on a team, okay? Just to prove addition with the Redskins, I think Pierre Garçon was better than him. That's just me, though. But if you bring in a guy like DeSean Jackson, you're going to have to go wide receiver first round. You're going to have to go wide receiver first round because you're going to need elite wide receiver. You're going to need a elite wide receiver to lead us to the future with Wentz, to build that chemistry with Wentz, okay? You're going to need to draft Corey Davis, who's probably my favorite receiver in the draft. If he's there, if he's there when we pick. Mike Williams. I like Mike Williams a lot. I don't think he has that much speed, okay? That's my problem with him. I don't think he has top flight speed like we need, okay? He reminds me a lot of honestly, Dorial Green Beckham, but he's got hands, and he can catch, and he's way more, but I'm saying his size, his height, and his speed reminds me of him. That's all I'm saying. But you're going to have to go Corey Davis, you're going to have to go Mike Williams. You're basically going to be stuck in the first round having to go wide receiver if you take DeSean Jackson. Now, another option is Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills is younger than DeSean Jackson. I think he's only 24. Just the same amount of speed as him, top flight speed. Will be cheaper. Had a great year this year. 9 TDs, whatever. Almost, I think, 1,000 yards or almost. He'll be a great guy. But you also got to draft the guy in the fucking first round if you pick him up too. You still got to draft Corey Davis or Mike Williams or whoever's there in the first round. You still got to do it. You're handicapped, in my opinion. You're handicapped. Because Jordan Matthews is a solid receiver, but we need weapons, okay? But if you bring in DeSean, or you bring in a Macklin, or you bring in a Kenny Stills, even Robert Woods. I love Robert Woods. I take Robert Woods over DeSean Jackson. Personally, I do. You got to look up Robert Woods, okay? Really underrated. He's hitting the free agency this year. And he did it a lot. Sammy Watkins was hurt a lot this year, and he balled out without him. So the kid's a stud. But if you're going to bring a guy like one of those guys, you still got to draft a guy in the first round to compliment him. But if you get a guy like Alshon or a Terrell Pryor, you're able to be flexible and take a running back first round or a corner or a tackle, and then second round you can take a guy to compliment him like Cooper Kupp or whatever. Because Aguilar's done, okay? I don't want to hear about him. DGB, don't want to hear about him. Jordan Matthews is okay, a little overrated, but that's my take on it. Right before I get out of here, I'm going to say this is what we need to do. We need to cut Ryan Matthews automatically. Boom, just cut him. Maybe hold out on him until we see if you could trade him. I don't think you can, but hold out until the draft and see if you're able to get a guy like Cooks. But then again, I would just cut Ryan Matthews. Make Wendell Smallwood your premier back right next to Darren Sproles, because I think Wendell Smallwood really is a stud. But you got him right there. Put him as a starter. I want you to trade Michael Kendricks. I've been waiting for the day for this overrated bum just because he's fast. He got speed. He got speed. Can't cover a fly. He can't do nothing. Okay, he can't cover a damn nothing. Okay, he can't cover old ass Witten, who's slow as hell, Jason Witten. But he's got speed. He's got speed. He's a pussy. That's the one dude I've been dying for him to get out of Philly. So hopefully he gets traded. Connor Barwin, that really hurts me. You see right there, I got his signed autograph right there. I met him in person. Got it in case and everything. Great dude. Great guy. Great for the city. Phenomenal outside linebacker, but we put him at DN, so he had a down year. He does not fit the system. Try to trade him. I heard Packers and Colts might like him. You got to trade him. Or cut him. We got to get the cap. We got to get the cap up. It sucks, but hey, that's that. And I bet you there's going to be a couple surprise cuts here and there. Like, wow, we cut him. I can't believe it. We already got McKelvin out the building as soon as whatever ended. As soon as the season basically ended. But that's just me, though. There's a lot of corners in this free agency, too. Like Tremon Johnson, I think his name is, who's a phenomenal young corner. Beast. Pro Bowl type guy. Stephon Gilmore, who just came from the Pro Bowl. He's a stud. And, he worked with Jim Schwartz. So, you know what I mean? They got a connection there. So, we'll see what happens. I'll be back here later with Volume 2 of who I actually won in print. But this is just my layout of what you're going to have to do if you take a guy like Kenny, DeSean, this, that. You're going to still have to take a guy in the first round. It's a handicap you, in my opinion. That's just me, though. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. Let's go, Birds. Get them your thoughts below.